We begin on the planet Sarah, some months after previous events, with Kate Diaz, who is descended from Mira, queen of the enemy Locust Horde, and is also an outsider, or human who lives outside the walled city-states of the restored Coalition of Ordered Governments, or COG, in the post-Locust War era. James Dominic J.D. Phoenix, his best friend Delmont Dell Walker, and J.D.'s father, Marcus Phoenix, are officially reinstated in the COG army alongside Kate. Reformed as the new Delta Squad, they travel to the ruins of Azura, at Damon Baird's request, in order to launch a Hammer of Dawn satellite, an orbital energy weapon, and restore the Hammer of Dawn network. After doing this, they return to the COG capital, New Ephyra, where Baird informs them that he still cannot locate the other network satellites. First Minister Jin receives word that Settlement 2 is under attack by the Locust Swarm, and sends JD's squad to assist in the evacuation. It is revealed during battle that JD, Dell, and their former squad mate, Foz Chitani, had previously been deployed in Settlement 2 to quell a riot, which resulted in civilian deaths, prompted JD and Dell to go AWOL, and that it was JD who gave Foz the order to open fire on the civilians, causing Dell and Kate to lose their trust in him. As the swarm threatens to destroy the evacuation convoy, JD orders Baird to fire the Hammer of Dawn prematurely. The swarm forces are annihilated, but the Hammer of Dawn malfunctions and begins firing wildly, severely injuring JD. 4 months later, Kate and Dell go to an outsider village located in the skeleton of a riftworm, one of a species of massive subterranean worms, to try and convince the outsiders to join the COG. The village chief, Kate's uncle, Oscar, refuses, and they are suddenly attacked by the swarm. Kate's captured by a Snatcher, a locust beast known for snatching human victims by unzipping its stomach and pulling them inside, and experiences vivid visions where she controls the swarm forces. She escapes the Snatcher, but is unable to prevent Oscar's death, which she witnesses through her visions. COG reinforcements then arrive to evacuate the village. Kate tells everybody about her visions, and Marcus recommends that she head to the secret lab in New Hope to find answers, with Dell joining her. At the lab, they find clues leading them to Mount Kadar, a former Locust stronghold. Kate and Dell reach another secret COG lab hidden beneath Mount Kadar. There, they find an AI construct of scientist Niall Sampson, who explains that the locusts were the result of his experiments, created by hybridizing the DNA of children infected with emulsion, a parasitic fungal liquid organism, with the indigenous creatures of the Hollow, an underground tunnel network beneath the surface of Sarah. He also reveals that Queen Mira was originally a human immune to emulsion, who could control the locusts due to her genetics being used to create them. However, when her newborn daughter Reyna, Kate's now deceased mother, was taken away by her father, Mira led the locusts to rebel against the scientists and gain their independence. Kate realizes that she is the next queen and demands to be separated from the swarm's hive mind, the locust collective consciousness. Niles puts Kate in a special machine connected to a dormant berserker called the Matriarch, which successfully severs Kate from the hive mind, but also resurrects Reyna in the process, this having been Niles' true intention. Niles is destroyed by the revived Matriarch, but Kate and Dell kill it before escaping the facility. Realizing that Reyna is now the swarm's queen, Kate reaffirms the COG's need to reactivate the Hammer of Dawn. A few weeks later, Baird takes the group to the Vaskar Desert, where the Union of Independent Republics, or UIR's, secret space program was located. They meet Baird's former squad mate, Garen Paddock, who reveals that the UIR had a rocket loaded with Hammer of Dawn satellites ready to launch. JD and Foz arrive to help, with JD apologizing to Dell and Kate for his previous deception and subsequent behavior. The squad manages to assemble and launch the rocket, and acquire targeting beacons to help control the Hammer of Dawn, though they encounter a giant swarm creature called the Kraken. The group escapes when Paddock picks them up in a Raven to fly them home. At New Ephyra, Jin attempts to arrest Kate, intending to forcibly connect her to the hive mind in order to find the central swarm hive. Before she can do this, however, the swarm attacks New Ephyra. The Gears attempt to set up the UIR targeting beacons to provide data to the Hammer of Dawn, but the Kraken destroys them. The transformed Reyna appears and attacks Kate, JD, and Dell, forcing Kate to choose to save only one of them. She chooses Dell, resulting in Reyna killing JD, and together they fight their way back to their friends, but are then attacked by the Kraken. The remaining soldiers are soon overwhelmed, until the squad's robotic companion, Jack, kills the Kraken by sacrificing itself as a targeting beacon for the Hammer of Dawn. In the aftermath, Marcus warns Kate that Reyna will return, with Kate remarking that they will find Reyna first, before discarding Reyna's locust necklace, her once cherished memento of her mother.